What's up guys, and welcome back to Adventure Belt. My name is Kelly. Today I am reviewing the compact Delta shovel. And no, this is not the same size. This is the original Delta, this is the compact. Now reviewing these two shovels would be a very unfair comparison. So let's see what this is going up against. So this is gonna be the contender. This is gonna be the Badlands utility shovel, which is basically your traditional e-tool. However, this one's got some weight savings. It's got a larger kind of plastic handle that you can get a multi-grip position on. So this is actually brand new. I picked this up at Harbor Freight and I want to say it was $25. It's very affordable. And obviously you can see the head size is very similar. Weight-wise, they're very similar other than the price and obviously the length of this bad boy. These are very similarly spec'd out. Let's see how they perform. First test is going to be digging a hole in sand and see how much earth we can displace with each scoop. So what I'm going to do is basically dig, I don't know, 15 scoops out of each one and just kind of see how big of a hole I can get. I just drove through this sand in the Tacoma and honestly it's super loose. This is the softest sand I've been able to find out here. We've had a lot of rain, so it's obviously very challenging to find very soft loose sand, but this will definitely do. Hopefully I don't get stuck because all I have is my son's Tacoma. I don't have my Tacoma. So let's get digging. And I'm doing this barehanded to kind of give everyone a really good feel as to, you know, how these feel. And I've also, this is my second little e-tool. I had a Gerber one with a metal handle and I hated it. It was actually the worst thing ever. So I'm not expecting to like this, but I'm giving it a fair shake because this is something newer from Harbor Freight. And like I said, weight savings with the polymer handle, and it definitely feels better than the other one did. All right, that's 15 scoops. And let's see what we can do with the Dmos. Already this thing just feels so much better in hand. Well, let's check it out. The Dmos is a significantly larger hole and it was a lot less effort too. The handle, way more leverage, more comfortable grip, larger head, and the head is made for scooping, not just kind of displacing. In my opinion, the Dmos definitely won that challenge. Much easier to dig, displaced a lot more earth per scoop, and it's just more efficient at what it does. So now we're gonna back the Tacoma into these holes I just dug and replicate basically digging or burying the Tacoma into sand where the pumpkin is buried and see which shovel is going to be easiest to displace the earth under the pumpkin. First off, we're gonna use the old Badlands here. And honestly, the Badlands won't even barely reach where the pumpkin is. With 3 scoopfuls, not making a lot of progress. Let's transition to the Dmos. Oh yeah. The Dmos in 1 scoop was able to move more than the Badlands did. And it reaches all the way under the pumpkin. All right, that's 3 scoops. That's impressive. Not surprising, the Dmos with its really long handle and the T on it, so you could actually have a much thicker pull of the sand earth, so you can displace more at each pull. And you're scooping and then you're dragging out, and as you're dragging, you're dragging sand out with it. So it's able to displace a lot of earth with each scoop of the Dmos, where unfortunately with the Badlands, it's just, you have to, like, I basically didn't want to climb under the truck, so you'd have to really just get on your belly and get under the truck to be able to use this. And if you're buried all the way down to the frame, you're just gonna have a really hard time with the Badlands. Before we move on to the next test, let's go over some kind of important details about the specs of each one. For the Dmos, it is again the compact Delta. It's $149. It comes in 3 colors, which is cool because the powder coating orange on that head is just really sets that thing off. Fully extended, it's 33 inches. Folded down, it's 19 inches. It's 3.4 pounds. The blade is 14 gauge carbon steel. The brackets are 12 gauge carbon steel. The handles and the shaft are both 60-61 aluminum. One solid, one's extruded, and it's super stout. And if the $150 price tag kind of turns you off to this item, they actually have a program where they have kind of blemish, they're seconds. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's $109. So you can pick the shovel up for $109, which is a great deal. All right, now the Badlands. The overall length is 22.8 inches. The folded up length is 9.5 inches. It's 2.7 pounds. So it's just about the same as the Compact Delta. And it is steel and plastic. That's pretty much all they say. Obviously it's made in China. And the Dmos is all made in the USA, 100%, everything manufactured, fabricated, everything in the USA. And the saving grace of the Badlands Harbor Freight shovel is it's $14.99, which obviously the blade probably isn't going to break. The handle, it's plastic, it's not even polymer, it's plastic. That will more likely be the thing that gives out on you. But again, for 15 bucks, you can buy a bunch of these, keep them in storage for when you break them. Problem is they just kind of suck at their job. But if you need just a quick emergency shovel, I guess this would be an option if that's the way you wanted to go. All right, next test. Let's dig a poop hole. I'm up on top of the bank of the wash we were just testing, and this is much harder, rockier, your typical Arizona, just nasty, hard ground. We're gonna see if these shovels can both dig a good size poop hole, you know, because that's one of the things you do with your shovel. You make poop holes. My real thing that I need a shovel for is to dig myself out of sand, make a poop hole, and make a fire ring. The fire ring's last, poop hole's right now. All right, shovel head depth, good sized little poop hole. And that didn't take long at all. All right, now it's time for the tool. Every time I kind of wrench on the handle, this whole thing just bends. You can feel it just giving way. I've had to tighten it. That's twice now. All right, all right. Good sized poop hole. This is the Badlands hole, and this is the Dmos hole. Sorry for the wind, but I'm higher up out of the bank here and obviously exposed to the wind. Now this is the serious, really rocky, where you really don't want to camp because digging a fire ring in this is going to be quite the challenge, but we're going to do it anyway for the sake of science. So what we're going to do is kind of build a fire ring about yay big, maybe 14 inches across, dig it out maybe 4 to 6 inches and see how it goes. All right, starting off with the Badlands, we're going to put this into spade mode. It's going to be the easiest way to kind of get through the crust of this. Not too bad. So that was quasi-miserable. My forearms are on fire. Holding this like a two-handed striking position. This handle came loose, like this is the third, fourth time I've tightened it, and it just keeps coming loose, and you can tell right now it's just rattling. It's just kind of shaking everywhere. It doesn't really want to stay tight no matter what you do. And it was just very uncomfortable to kind of dig like this, and it's not really, I don't know, efficient. You can't strike exactly where you want because again, you're kind of aiming like this, and yeah, not comfortable, not a fun experience. However, the ground was much softer than I thought it'd be. Once you got through that crusty layer, it definitely dug out pretty quick. So I don't think it took a long time, but let's see, we've already got some pretty good damage to the tip here. You can see that's rolled up right here. It's kind of flattened out. I'm sure the good thing is it's steel. Take a hammer and hammer that probably back out. And this whole edge is kind of rolling in a little bit, but the tip definitely not doing so great. All right, let's see how the compact Delta does. Wow, that was significantly faster and easier. I'm gonna put the time comparison to each here, and I guarantee the Dmos was faster. That just went way quicker, way less strokes, way more efficient. As far as effort goes, the Dmos is much more comfortable and much easier to use. The longer handle gives you an exponentially more amount of leverage, which makes the whole process just easier. It's also, you can get a better purchase on the whole implement as you're using it. And then each strike is gonna be more precision. You're not gonna, hit the same place twice. If you're trying to be efficient with your digging, this is the tool to have. All right, let me clean up this mess and I'll tell you my final thoughts. Also forgot to mention, even after filling out all the holes, there is a little tiny chip here on the very front corner. I don't know if you can see that. That's the only damage to this whole shovel. There is no other damage. You can see right here where the edge is just slightly rolled in, but I mean, I could only notice that with my finger running across it. Other than that, good as gold. And the powder coating still looks amazing. Obviously it's a little sandy, but look at that. It still looks brand new. All right, and the, I'm not quite sure why, if that's rust already, or if that's just dirt, but this shovel's already fairly jacked up. The paint or powder coating, whatever's on here, is already starting to get scratched up and it's coming off. The whole tip, you can see the metal coming through along the edge of the blade there. Yeah, this, you get what you pay for. All right, side-by-side comparison. These are the two. That is how much longer the handle is. I would say it's probably 10 inches longer. Obviously I can do the reverse math of what I said earlier, but I don't remember. So yeah, I'll guesstimate at 10, 11 inches longer, which is great for leverage. It's obviously a T-handle, which this is a, same type of T-handle. This is just a much thicker, much nicer grab. Yeah, this is just nicer feeling. And obviously folded down is going to be a different story as well. The process to fold this down is you unscrew this handle here, that folds this way, this folds this way, and then if you wanted to keep it nice and tight, kind of screw it all back together, and that will keep this whole thing kind of compact in there. And this is a very compact package. I can't take that away from Badlands. Again, plastic, metal, very compact, almost the same weight as the Dmos. So that is kind of inconsequential, but yeah, as far as how it endured the, hours worth of digging I did, didn't fare so well. All right, for the Dmos, handle's gonna fold down, pull the roll pin, this folds over, reinsert the roll pin for a nice compact package. And obviously there's quite a bit of difference in how small they can fold down to, but still, it's just a little handle sticking out. Not a big deal in my opinion. They're both gonna go behind my seat in the Tacoma, so they're kind of absorbing the same amount of real estate, because this is just gonna be one little thing that kind of sticks out the side, where this is gonna sit there without that handle. All right, final thoughts. Which one would I spend my money on? Obviously, I bought both of these because I really wanted to test out and see how they compare side by side, but I would buy this Dmos again and again. I didn't know about the seconds. I would have gotten a seconds, but I got this orange because I really dig this orange. It is, I saw this come out and on their website, and yeah, I like this thing. But if you are a dude who's out there, you're in a side-by-side, you don't think you're ever gonna need it, you have very limited space, this might be the thing for you, but honestly, I would buy two because this is gonna break on you when you need it most. Where this is a lifetime tool. I mean, I honestly don't remember what the warranty is, but I guarantee if anything gives out on this, Dmos, it's a local company, everything's made in the USA, they're gonna stand behind what they produce because that's the kind of company they are. All right guys, let me know which one would you spend your money on, $150 or $109 in seconds or $15, $16 for this guy. Comment below, which would you buy? And I'm sure I'm gonna get some hate on this because from the first video I did with the Delta, everyone's like, oh my God, you know, that's so much money for a shovel. Yes, but however, at my age, I'm tired of buying things like this that seem like a great idea at the beginning, and then we need them, they fail, or you just never use it because it sucks at its job. And I want something that works, and this works, so I'll spend the money on this one time and keep it forever. All right guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, help this channel grow, and I will see you guys next time.